by logging online.
And that's one of the things that we had understood, that somewhere around between 12:30 and 1 o'clock is when they left Carlos and Charlie's, and then he logged on his computer somewhere around 3 o'clock, and that there was one morning, and I don't know if it was that Monday morning or the following morning, that we had heard that he had actually arrived to school late, like at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we don't know the timetable. The police know that. So he could have very easily called and gotten assistance that night and asked for somebody else to handle everything for him.
Catherine Skip with Newsweek is joining us. Catherine, what do we know about the timeline?
As she said, it's very sketchy about what time he left, what time he went to the next place. If you listen to his on the tapes, he talks about how smart he was, how he went to the casino so he could be on the tape, that he was covering from the very get-go.
Speaking of the tapes, secretly recorded audio videotapes inside a car, an SUV with Jorn Vandersloot in it. Tonight, the deadline for the defense to stop this tape from coming into evidence and to stop the rearrest of former judge's son, Jorn Vandersloot. Take a listen to what Vandersloot had to say when he thought nobody was listening.
And she just came down from on top of the bar. She just came up to me. Who? Natalee. Come take a jelly shot of me. So the whore jumped on the bar and she wanted me to take a jelly shot out of her navel. I did it. Then she says, now you have to buy me a drink. So I say, what do you want? She says, what's good? I say, a shot of Bacardi, 151. She says, okay, that's fine. So she takes a shot of Bacardi, 151. She takes it, and right away she goes, whoop, bam. 151 proof, 151 proof, that is. That's 75% alcohol. She asked for a chaser. She's drunk, really drunk. But I was thinking, I'll just take the girl with me, we'll go. So I say, what do you want to do? You want to go to your hotel? I'll just go with her to her hotel. That's the best thing to do. She says, no, I don't want to go to my own hotel.
This guy really knows what he's doing. Did he weigh her down to make her sink?
No, I don't think so.
You don't even know that?
No.
Did he ever tell you how he did it?
Of course he did.
How did he do it then?
He just went out into the sea further and he just dumped her.
He just threw her overboard just like that? You've been really lucky, No, then you've really been lucky.
That's what I say. I've been very lucky.
Really lucky that he has been so stupid to do this,
I was even able to sleep that night. I just went home and went to bed.
That is video from ABC's 2020 as Jorn Vandersloot emotionless about 18-year-old Natalee Holloway, he says, was dumped at sea. Let's unleash the lawyers. Joining us, as you know, Holly Hughes, prosecutor out of Atlanta, defense attorney Gwen Lindsay Jackson out of New York, along with Alan Ripka, also defense attorney. What's their best shot, Alan? Today is the deadline, just a couple of hours ago, for the defense to stop the rearrest of judge's son, Jorn Vandersloot. What's their best try at suppressing this audio tape, this videotape, secretly recorded, and keeping him out of jail?
Well, indicating that it's an unreliable confession and that the individual who was driving the car used fraud to get it and he was working on behalf of the authorities, and that this was a setup and it's an unreliable confession.
Okay, Holly Hughes, correct me if I'm wrong, but even according to the U.S. Supreme Court, even police officers and detectives can use trickery to get a confession.
Absolutely, Nancy.
So,
and there is no state action here.
What's
I mean, this
stop
report...
an ex-con from using trickery? Nothing.
Absolutely. This guy was out on his own. He wanted to break the story. He's a reporter. He wanted to make news for himself, and that's exactly what he did. And I think that gives it an air of authenticity. This guy's rolling around with his friend, toking on some weed. He doesn't have any reason to lie. As we all know, weed is going to lower your inhibitions. It's not like cocaine. It's not going to make you paranoid. You are going to tell the truth, and that's exactly what happened. It's absolutely admissible.
Gwen Lindsay Jackson, I think that Alan has a good point when he suggested that the defense at least try to say that this guy, Vander Aim, the guy with the souped-up SUV with all the recording equipment in it, that he was acting as the arm of the state. Is it true? No, of course it's not true. But that won't stop the defense from arguing it, that the police detectives wanted this confession, that they knew it would be used in court, and they went out and got it.
They're going to argue that this was a de facto arm of the state. I don't know how successful that's going to be. But then again, they're also going to argue that the tape itself was so unreliable that the information in the tape, I mean, just
What's
a lot of
unreliable about it?
Well, the inconsistencies about the telephone call that doesn't add up. He made a telephone call to this, using this phone that apparently he could not have used. They're going to try to point out that the tape was so unreliable that he had to have fabricated.
Holly Hughes, there are so many more consistencies. A, Natalie's missing, just like he says. Natalee is most likely dead, like he says. Everything else about his story jives with the truth.
That's exactly right, Nancy. And let me point out, too, they're not going to successfully argue that this was an arm of the police because the police had officially closed the investigation months earlier. It was done, according to the police.
When I hear Yaron talking about her like that, my gosh, he just, you know, first you want to come through the TV and I want to kill him. I mean, and peel his skin off his face. And I think of the utter disregard he had for Natalee. And look what he's done to his friends. Look what he's done to a country. Look what he's done to everyone. It's just despicable what he has done.